a few photos. And this one time I had one lady just with all the excitement in the world go, Buggins! And I went, yes, you are absolutely right. Welcome, my friend, to the home of Bilbo and Frodo, Buggins! Welcome, guys, to Bag End. It's our most famous, most beloved hobbit hole. You've got the no admittance except on party business sign on the front gate, with steps leading up to a beautiful interior. What do you reckon, folks? Is this a fully furnished hobbit hole?
No.
Ah.
Yep.
Yes.
No, it's not party business. No, it's not.
No, whenever you have an interior shop with multiple different sized people, you need to build multiple different size sets. And that is a little bit difficult to do on location. So whenever you see an interior shop with all of our different characters, what you're looking at is a place called Stone Street Studios in Wellington. But this is still one of our bigger hobbit holes. You can fit about 40 people inside of there for entrances and exits, which is pretty snazzy. And while we're here, taking a look at our tree, what do you reckon? It's pretty good, hey? Absolutely. Of course, what we're looking at, in order to repaint them every day, that would take a lot of upkeep. We're open 364 days of the year. So what we're looking at is closer to around 200,000 of the more polymer variety of leaf that stays green all year round. This is what we're looking at on the tree at the moment, hence they don't move in the wind. For the filming, of course, it was a much smaller leaf. Hey look, I've got some of the original leaves in my pockets. That's not what you thought I was hiding in there. But they are pretty snazzy. If anyone wants to come have a look, come find me in the Green Dragon. I've always got leaves in my pockets and you can see where they repainted them as well, which is pretty nice. But it is pretty fabulous. For the original trilogy, it was actually a real tree. It just wasn't growing here. So Tolkien, when he'd written his books, he'd illustrated them as well. And whenever he'd illustrated Bag End, he'd always drawn it at the top of a hill with a tree on the top. So when it came time for David Cormer, the location scout, to bring through Alan Lee and John Howard, the two concept designers, they toyed with the idea of using the tree behind me. But it wasn't quite right for the angles that they wanted. Really, they wanted this corner of the hill. So what they did is they found themselves a tree that they liked on a farm in Matamata, and they cut it down. The problem was that tree weighed 26 tons.
Wow.
I know. So in order to get that tree to the top of Bag End, they cut that tree into tiny little pieces. They meticulously labelled all of those tiny little pieces. They brought all of those tiny little pieces to the top of Bag End, where they reassembled an entire tree at the top of Bag End. Which, as I'm sure you can imagine, between the two trilogies, died. Hence we now have our artificial tree. But it is pretty snazzy, and the birds certainly don't know it's not real, so we will take that as a win. But speaking of, what do you reckon? That pumpkin, is that real? No. You're going, no? But I taught you all of the pumpkins are real. Apart from that one, which is cake. No, it's not real. It's not a real pumpkin, no. But it does mark an important filming location. Do you guys remember that moment in the Fellowship of the Ring where Bilbo and Gandalf are sat on a bench enjoying a pipe together? Bilbo blows an enormous smoke ring. Gandalf, not to be outdone, blows an enormous smoke that sails through the ring and out into the beautiful Matamata sunset. Except, I'm pretty sure the sun came from there this morning. Do we think it's going to set over there? Somewhat unlikely. No, while the location did have almost everything the location scout wanted, one thing it definitely didn't have was a sunset in the right direction. But never fear, because we have movie magic. Our actors have filmed at sunrise so that we get beautiful lighting on their faces. A sunrise was filmed in this direction. It was flipped and reversed. The two shots were put together in what's known as a composite shot, and it looks like our actors are enjoying the beautiful end of a day well spent. Didn't they do well? Absolutely. But it is a snazzy little spot, this one. I tell you what, guys, what we're going to do next, we're going to be heading down the hill, seeing what we can see. There are so many photo opportunities along the way, all sorts of things to talk about. But do you see directly below us, there's a hobbit hole there with a washing line on top of it. So outside of that hobbit hole, there is a board of cheese. And inside of that hobbit hole, there is an entire wall of cheese. My friend says it's the cheesemakers. We're gonna head down the hill, but if you guys get to the cheesemakers and I'm not there, wait for me there and I'll come join you. But feel free to head on down, guys. Have a look at the window on the corner of Bilbo's house. It's a bit